Gen Z has Hollywood panicking. You know why? Because they're watching older TV shows, older movies. They're even retro gaming. You know why? Because they were all better than what we have now. What we have now is nothing but modern audience preachy garbage. It's the most of what we have now. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. There's several articles talking about this right now. But let's take a look at the overview. Gen Z is watching old TV shows for comfort. For comfort, that's very interesting. The older TV shows did make you feel more comfortable. It wasn't this scathing political commentary all the time that was irritating the hell out of you. To connect with the past, they didn't experience. Yeah, because when we talk about the good old days, when Gen X talks about the good old days, they really were the good old days. And the days before us that our parents talked about, in a lot of ways, were better than they were during Gen X coming up. You know, I always remember my mom telling me she lived at a time when people didn't lock their doors. Can you imagine being that trusting of your neighbors and people being that good that you could literally leave the house and not lock your door? You didn't have to worry about that. That was a much better time. I remember hearing my grandparents and my mom talking about how they make things cheap today. They made them to last back in their day. And I can remember when I got into sales, selling cars and different things, and different guys I spoke to that were older in the industries talking about how they literally make things to break so that you have to buy another one eventually. They make certain parts to break so that the mechanics have something to repair. Yeah. See, they can make them almost unbreakable if they want to, but they don't. Because they get to make more money if you have to keep coming back. So, to connect with the past that they didn't experience and bring streaming service, because streaming services make older content accessible and bingeable. Well, they also make new content bingeable and accessible too. But the new content isn't as good as the old content. They're drawn to the nostalgia, the sense of escapism. Remember that? When you didn't feel like you were being preached to? Remember that? When you could just go and watch a fantastical movie about something that never happened, never will happen, and it was just, had a great ending, sometimes surprise ending, sometimes it had a bad ending, but you didn't feel like you were being told that you're not a good person if you don't accept and do A, B, C, 1, 2, and 3, and vote for me, or vote for them, or don't vote for them, and and the availability of completed self-contained stories that provide instant gratification. The trend is seen across platforms like Netflix, where sitcoms and older TV series have become extremely popular with younger audiences. You get a lot of flack online, Gen Z, but I gotta tell you, you truly know what the best entertainment is. As noted by sources like Yahoo, and this particular YouTube video, and this particular Fortune article. Bullet points! Ugh. Nostalgia for a perceived simpler time. You damn right it was simpler. You damn right it was simpler back then. Gen Z has a fascination with past eras, like Y2K period. The older shows provide a window into a time they view as more authentic. You damn right. and less complicated. You damn right. Everybody's offended these days. It complicates so many things, even if they didn't personally live through it. That's very interesting. Kind of reminds me of growing up, actually when I became an adult, when I started to notice that there were people that were really into the 50s and the 60s, which were less complicated times, simpler times, and in a lot of ways, happier times. Binge watching and accessibility. Streaming platforms have made older shows easy to access, and their completed storylines fit Gen Z's preference for bingeable. So they want to binge stuff that feels better to them, which is the older stuff. So you want this new generation to latch on to the modern garbage, and they haven't. You're gonna have to go back to making the stuff I like, and now they like, if you want to make some money. For bingeable, self-contained, and content that satisfies a need for instant gratification, comfort, and escapism. In the chaotic world, older, more predictable shows can be a source of comfort. They offer a form of escapism from the pressures and realities of the present day. You damn right. All the pressures of all the political garbage that is in the video games, the comic books, the TV shows, the movies. They're tired of it. I want to go back to that simpler time. If I had a DeLorean, trust me, I would do it. Community and connection. Watching older TV shows allows Gen Z to connect with a shared cultural experience, both through modern fan communities and by bonding with family members who watched these shows when they were first aired. That is really fun to talk with younger people about stuff that they're discovering from your age that you didn't think that they would be interested in. Like, I just recently found out that this one dude that I'm friends with at the gym, he's in his 20s, I think. And he was big into a particular era of WWE. And I was like, oh! So me and him was talking for like a good half hour, 45 minutes about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he was into that era. And yeah, man. So it was like, yo, he had appreciation for a better time. And I'm glad that Gen Z ain't stupid like that as far as entertainment at least is concerned. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Hollywood, get on the ball. Start making the good stuff again. 10 million subscribers. Woo!